Welcome back, legends. Today we're taking you deep into the heart of Danville, Kentucky, home of Wilderness Trail Distillery. This place is where science meets tradition, and innovation is poured straight into every barrel. We'll explore their beautiful campus, talk about the unique sweet mash process, and see firsthand how Wilderness Trail carved out a name for itself in the world of Kentucky bourbon. From fermentation to the barrel warehouses, every corner here tells a story. So grab your Glencairn and settle in and join the Bourbon Legends as we dive into the craft, the flavor, and the spirit of Wilderness Trail.
We're here at Wilderness Trail in Danville, Kentucky, and we're with...
Grayson.
She's very gracious enough to come up and help us today, kind of give us a quick tour of the facility. It's really beautiful. They've got a lot of things here. We're going to go into the lab first, but first Craig's going to show you a little bit of where we're at here in the main entryway.
So we're here at the distillery, and if you take one step backwards, you're there at the visitor center where they have all sorts of goodies, and you'll be seeing that here shortly as well. So let's go in and let's see what we can find here at Wilderness Trail.
Thank you. Right.
This is the famous lab, huh?
This is the lab, yeah. So this is where we do all of our pH testing, bricks testing, sampling. What are you doing right now?
I'm calibrating a total titratable acid machine.
That makes total sense.
Right,
Yeah.
sure.
So what are you going to be testing? The acid in
The acid in the mash.
the mash.
Mash, yep.
Okay. And you're probably looking for something around 5.2. Is that correct, or is that a trade secret?
Well, that's the pH is what you're referring
Okay.
to. So,
Oh, you're talking about the acid.
yeah,
Okay.
we're looking for titratable acids.
All right. So a little bit more in depth than what most places we've been.
Yeah,
You know, they say we have a lab, but they don't really say what they do.
they point to them, and they're behind a glass wall.
Glass wall. So this is kind of where you all go in here and you make sure that everything is good, so you get a good fermentation on the mash.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
All right. Well, very good. Shall we? I don't want to, this part right here is way above my head. I didn't get a chemistry degree.
No,
I
we
didn't
don't.
either.
We don't test with all these type stuff. We have other types of tools we use.
That's right. That's right. Okay. Well, hey, let's see what else we
Yeah,
can see.
go
I'm
through.
just curious. So this picture on the wall there, is that yeast?
That is yeast. So
that's
that's yeast cells. That's what they look like,
Under great magnification.
great magnification, yes.
Right.
So on top we have a mother cell breaking off into a daughter cell.
Okay.
And then down here we have an example. So all these little yellow dots are the scars from where they have all broken off and created more cells.
Interesting.
So yeast doubles every 20 minutes.
Every 20 minutes.
Every
That's why-
20 minutes.
That's why when you have a big mash, you don't really have to put a lot of
No.
yeast in because they keep multiplying
Exactly.
until they either run out of food or they get too hot.
Exactly.
And then
And the
hopefully
food
you
is
have lots of alcohol and,
right. And
your
of
CO2 is gone.
course the food is sugar.
Right.
Right. That's why we use corn, because it has a lot of sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have to make that, in the whole cooking process or the mashing process, you're basically turning those unfermentable sugars, or starches rather,
Starches,
into
yep.
sugars
Mm-hmm.
so that those organisms
Mm-hmm.
can have a feast.
Yes.
And then the byproduct is alcohol
And
and
CO2.
CO2.
Yes.
So that's why you don't hold your head over a fermenting vat for very long.
No, you cannot go swimming in those.
No.
No, you would drown.
Get gassed.
You immediately drown. All right, here you go. So we're gonna go upstairs, go see some fermentation.
Hey, we always love to smell the fermentation.
Well, we are sweet mash.
Okay.
Starting fresh 100% every single time, fresh grains, water, yeast. We are the first distillery in America since Prohibition to be sweet mash.
Okay.
And there are now 4 in Kentucky and 1 in Indiana that I know of, and we did help them all start.
All right.
Yeah.
So, I know Peerless is one that
Peerless,
is a sweet mash. Trying to think who else would be a
Preservation,
okay, Preservation, sweet mash.
Neely,
Oh, is that in
Sparta,
okay.
Hard
Northern
Truth.
Kentucky. Hard Truth is the one in Indiana.
Hard Truth's up in Indiana.
So that's interesting to note that. Now, a little background here. Pat, who has Firm Solutions.
Yes.
So when you say you help get other places started, that's who you're basically referring to.
Right. Fermentation Solutions, our parent company, Firm Solutions, they are the ones that people hire to go make sure their yeast is doing what they need it to do, and if it's not, why?
Right.
And so they can come in and take the samples.
Really and truly, a lot of bourbons that you drink, you have no idea when they say they have a, like say Wild Turkey, they have a special yeast strain. Okay, but vast majority, maybe you can go more in depth on that. Vast majority of distilleries are using yeast that were developed or came from this facility or from Pat. Basically.
Pat's Firm Solutions, yeah.
Right, Firm Solutions. So.
He
They're
has
used in
about 600 brewing
wine.
yeast, wine, seltzers, and now branching into probiotics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So all that bad bacteria that they've gathered from bourbon is actually really good for humans' guts.
Really?
Yeah.
So you're saying that bourbon is good for you?
It is a vegetable, right? We have it in our, shop.
I like
But they do have the largest yeast strain library in the world.
Wow.
It is about over 20,000 yeast strains.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of yeast.
That's a lot of yeast.
Okay,
So now
so
we're going to go see that yeast in action.
oh yes.
All right. Oh, man. I wish you guys could smell this. There's nothing like when you get to good fermentation in the morning, that smell of yeast. Love it.
Oh. We're filling this one up literally right now.
You know, on this trip, I've seen more filling than I ever have before.
Yeah.
It's just timing. Y'all just have good timing, I guess.
So one of the things we haven't talked about when we've been filling fermenters up is the rings around. And those are cooling rings, right?
Yes.
And so you run cold water through there to, I'm going to presume, keeping that yeast at the perfect temperature so it can make that alcohol.
Yep, about 85, 90 degrees.
Because if it gets too hot, then they're going to slow down and die.
Exactly.
Now, what do you do if it's too cold?
Ooh.
Like when it's 30 degrees outside for 5, 6, 7 days in a row.
That's a good question for probably our cook over here, Tommy.
From the...
I have a good question for you.
All right.
So what do you do when it's too cold?
When it's too cold outside.
Yeah.
Say it's 20 degrees for, you know how we get a stretch of 5 days and it's 20 degrees. Is it just naturally warm enough here in the fermentation house to...
Well, we do have heat in here, so we're able to heat up the building. So
Okay,
it's
so
still
you can heat it up.
it's still cooler in here, but we do have a heater to heat the building.
Now, in terms of fermentation, we're talking about 3 days, 3 to 4?
72 hours.
Okay, when it's colder, does it take longer? So there's enough yeast in these large vats to heat it up on their own.
Yes.
So really and truly, the hardest part is cooling it, keeping it cool. So if your pump system went down, you didn't have any water to cool, then you'd be in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, where these are smaller, they can handle a little bit more over there on the 36 side. Like this, we're cooking rye right now.
Can I look in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I assumed it was rye whiskey just based on the foam.
Yeah. And over there on the 36 side, we usually use
We just watch out for the hose.
1.7 gallons of anafoam. Sometimes it could be 2.5, just because how.
So you're saying that any home distillers out there that do a rye, they need to use the anti-foam.
They just need to be cautious because it reacts a little different.
Yeah. Some people know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You can see the headspace up here. The foam is, I can tell when we're making rye because it's way more than when we're making bourbon. Oh yeah.
See right there.
And
How
this is rye.
This is all rye
rye.
whiskey. Yeah, we switch
Thank you,
mash
bud. I
bills
appreciate it.
a few times a year.
Okay. So right now you're running rye whiskey.
Rye whiskey.
And if you see, I'm going to try to point there. That is how much that it has. The headspace has came up, and now it's coming
Dropped
back down because this is on its final stages of fermentation.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
So
What would you say this is like halfway through, maybe, or 3/4? I mean,
probably more like 3/4.
yeah,
This
it's
is
still-
pretty,
It's still
it's still
working
bubbling.
pretty good, though.
but not as much as these ones over here. Newest ones are over there. Okay.
So these are towards the end of the cycle.
Yes.
And then you'll pump this down into your still.
Into the beer well,
Okay.
then the still. Yes.
So that's a 4,000.
So just watch out for this step. But here's our most active right now.
So that one was set at 1 a.m.
1 a.m.
Watch
So this
street,
is
watch
watch out for the step.
1
1
a.m. in
a.m.
the morning.
And that
So
one's 1
it's
p.m.
what,
Just a little
10
less
and a
than-
half
yeah,
hours
I was gonna
old?
say, just
Yeah.
a little less than 12 hours, and it gets going.
And then this one,
That's a fun thing about a rye. It really is pronounced.
it really goes.
It
Yeah.
really is
So
pronounced.
when we were running some rye whiskey a few years ago, and these started puking. You know what that means? Just
Yeah.
starts coming out.
I don't know. Let's ask the people watching the video. Do you know what the term puking means in the industry of bourbon and whiskey?
In distillation process.
Yeah, in the distillation
Fermentation,
process, what is
distillation.
puking? If you know, write that down in the comments, and we'll tell you here in a little bit when we get to the still house. We'll tell them what puking is, okay? But so this is rye. This one was at 1 p.m.
This was 1
1
a.m.
a.m.
This was probably, I can go
You
look at
said
the
1:30.
Okay.
You said 1:30.
probably, yeah.
This one is earlier, I think, because
Oh, yeah.
it had way more fermentation and a lot more CO2 coming off
Yeah,
the
this was
nose on this
probably 6 p.m. I would guess.
Okay.
6 p.m. yesterday by now.
one. If you're trying to get this all into alcohol in 72 hours, it's got to get going. So.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's got to
going.
roll.
And it's nice and warm in here, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
cool outside for
Mm-hmm.
a change. So I imagine part of that is all the processes of everything. Plus, if you feel,
Oh, it's warm.
yeah, it's warm. You can feel. All right. So what's next?
We can go down to the still now.
Okay. And these bats hold how much here?
These are 4,000 gallons.
4,000 gallons. Okay.
Whoop. Excuse me.
bud.
Just watch out for the step. Watch out for
the
that
step.
step.
That will get you right there.
Yeah.
Is that where all the magic happens out here? And back over there. Now these are the bottom of where we were just at.
Yep.
That kind of gives you an idea of the size, and everything is pipe.
And
Yeah.
if you noticed, there were no pipes above the tanks. And that was on purpose because mice love distilleries.
Do you know when this section was added out here? These fermenters?
2016.
2016. So
16.
that kind of dates when I was here the last time because these
Oh,
were not near that.
wow. Yeah. So 2016 is when we put in the 18-inch column still side. 36-inch column still side was 2018.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're running everything off a column,
Column still.
and then you're doubling it basically in the pot.
Yep. So
Okay.
goes through up here. Whoop, all the way up there. Goes all the way down. It's stripping out all that grain, of course. You don't want to drink a giant glob of corn when you're drinking bourbon. That window right there pushes out all the stillage to a tank outside that we give away to farmers for free.
To make happy animals.
Of course, our party animals is what we like to call them. And then we have here. This is one of my favorite things to do. Just shine that flashlight inside the doubler.
Oh yeah.
It looks like a washing machine. Because that's essentially what it is. It's a washing machine for your alcohol.
Yeah, it's basically you're boiling off
The bad alcohols.
your bad alcohols,
Your heads and tails.
and that's going up and out.
Yep.
Well, yeah, through the pipes to the condenser.
Yes. So collected in the whiskey helmet, that ethyl alcohol, because that evaporates at a lower temperature than all the heads and tails, because the ethyl alcohol is our hearts, of course.
Right.
As a gas one more time through the high wine condenser, which is what that tube closest to the wall is called. And then that's what comes off the still.
White dog.
White dog.
Now, when you're into the column still here, can I get up there and show
Yeah,
you?
yeah. Just be careful. It's hot.
So that right there, folks, it's hard to explain, but yes, the match is pumped in at the very top,
Mm-hmm.
and there's columns, and each one of these there's plates,
Mm-hmm.
and
Kind of like a colander.
you're basically making a lot of reflux.
Yeah.
And so the alcohols evaporate faster than the water.
Yes.
And so what we've got down here is basically a low alcohol
Yeah.
at this point.
Very low.
And so what goes out to your happy cows is basically what, like maybe 10% or
Less than.
less than 10%
Less than,
alcohol in the
definitely.
grain. Now, do you guys dry your grains? You have like a dry house, or you just so everything's wet?
Everything is wet.
You
Trust
load
me.
it up, it's
slop.
nasty.
It is
Yep.
nasty. I've had to help with that, and it smells so bad. It smells
And
awful.
the cows love it.
I know they do. I grew up on a cow farm,
And I will
they love this
tell you
crap.
Something else. Catfish love it as bait.
Oh, yeah.
I know that for a fact.
Ew.
So then you get out. So you get white dog, and that's coming
White dog.
off of the doubler at what?
136.
136. Okay.
Yep.
And when you barrel it, what are you putting it in the barrel at?
110.
110. Okay.
So we have our own reverse osmosis system here. So with cooking and fermentation, we just use regular Danville City water that we filter ourselves. We don't get specific with our water until we head to bottling.
Okay.
So just using, say, city water, probably coming from Lake Harrington, with the cooking and fermentation. And then it goes into the barrels.
Right.
Barrel right here. Independent stave barrel, of course. And people have unfortunately used it as a trash can.
A trash can.
Yeah, it's not a trash can.
You know, they're used to going to liquor stores where they have all their store picks sitting out that are trash cans. So it's, you know, it's opening like.
I know, but there's also a trash can like right there. But we use a level 4 char. Highest level of char, of course, there is. You can see that stave right there. 45 to 55 seconds of direct flame right through the barrel. We also season our barrels for 18 months to 2 years.
Okay.
It's about 3 times longer than the average barrel, because when you have a founder who is a plant pathologist, he's going to know all those crazy things about trees and wood, right?
And does this wood mostly come from Missouri,
Yes.
northern Arkansas? Or?
Northern Arkansas,
Yeah.
Missouri,
The
southern
Ozarks.
Ozarks, exactly. That is the prime forest right now for barrels.
For white oak.
White oak, exactly.
I've
That
got
is
80 acres in the Ozarks, and I've had a lot of people want to buy the
the white oak,
but,
yeah.
You know, they take so long to grow.
80 to 100 years.
And the fascinating thing about that is, as well, is they can only use so much of the tree. Basically, up to
About the bottom 6 feet,
Yeah, I
relatively.
was gonna say about where the limbs. start
When the
coming
limbs
out.
start to go, the limbs are like veins, you know? You don't want any of your
Yeah, not.
not bourbon or whatever to go into the veins. You
Right.
want it to be airtight. And white oak, we use that specifically because it is the most airtight oak.
And another tidbit about it is most of, if not all of the barrels are actually cross. Daniel, what do you call it? Cross grain or cross cut when they cut the grain of the wood?
Quarter sawn.
Quarter sawn. I knew Daniel would know. Quarter sawn. And that also, you get a lot of, I don't know if I can see it on these barrels. Okay, right here, for instance, you get these lines, and that's because that is quarter sawn lumber. So, and that makes the barrel even tighter,
Exactly.
you know. And we were at another distillery, and they were barreling in some chica pins.
2:30.
And
Okay.
they,
Yeah,
I
that's
don't remember if
changed
it was
their-
finishing or if it was.
Yeah.
It had to have been
But
finishing.
we whiskey
They're
it.
like-
If they wanted to do
Get
better.
a lot of
Yeah,
leakage
we whiskey it 2:30.
on a
Okay.
chica pin
All right, we're good.
oak. because the grain structure for white oak is where it's at.
Exactly.
this,
Exactly. And Dr. Pat has also said, he's asked, people in the lumber industry, why white oak? And one of his friends actually took a red oak sawdust and said, what does it smell like? Well, it smelled like pee.
Yeah, you wouldn't want that in your
Yeah,
bourbon.
exactly. You don't want your bourbon to taste like pee.
But
So
now, a lot of rick houses are made out of red oak.
That's true.
Because it's more resistant to bugs and pests.
it is.
So it's a very fascinating industry when you
Yes.
start deep diving into it.
Oh, God.
So much more than meets the eye.
Yes, I mean, I've known this brand since its inception, basically, since 2012 when it was that little baby pot still in a warehouse in downtown Danville. And we thought we were big and bad then.
Oh, yeah.
That is what we started on, that little pot still. So we don't use it anymore, but that was what our first barrels of bourbon
So
and...
this was your column,
Yep,
and then you would finish it in the pot still.
yep.
How many gallons is that? Do you know?
Do you know how many
it say on
gallons
the-
this is, Matt? Pot still?
250-gallon pot still.
250, that's what I thought. Duh,
I noticed
I
it
say
has
that
a
every
Vendome
day.
label on it.
There's a big
250 gallons.
250. Okay, wow. And you thought you were cranking out a lot of whiskey.
We were doing
Then-
4 barrels a week on
4
this.
barrels a week. Wow.
Yeah,
And
we
now how many barrels do you do a day?
We can do up to 220 barrels a day. We're the 14th largest production distillery in the world.
Oh, wow.
we were at Whiskey Thief the other day, and we got to see the Vendome pot still number 3.
Wow.
Didn't even have a
have a
nameplate on it.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There's no telling how much they paid for that. There's no telling. Okay, so we fill it up, of course, with our white dog that is proof down.
Right.
You see it over here. This is our, so everything comes over here. We got our barreling tank, high wine, our water.
So
Put it
this
in.
This is where you would proof it down.
Proof it down. Yep. And then we can go over here, and this is where we fill the barrels.
Okay. And here's the thing. You
And,
never know
and
if
this
you
is
see the
behind the
barrel
scenes
ring.
stuff, so
You ever
we
see the
don't
barrel
usually
ring?
take people
So,
over here.
There it is, barrel rings.
So it takes 2 minutes for us to fill a 500-gallon barrel.
Oh, 500 gallons?
500 gallons.
You mean 50 gallons?
Oh, 500 pounds. There we go. 53.
500
53.
pounds.
Okay.
Yes, 500 pounds, 53 gallons. There we go.
I wanted to see what a 500-gallon barrel is. I know there's a place here in Kentucky where you can actually spend the night in a barrel.
Yes.
And I was like, that might be 500 gallons.
That might be 500 gallons. 500 pounds
Okay.
of distillate goes
So
into
basically,
these
In
barrels.
a 53-gallon barrel, that's about 500 pounds worth of liquid. Wow.
Yeah.
And this-
Only about 100 of it is the barrel.
This gives you an idea of the size and scale. You've got one filler here. You've got the rack. Everything's
That's it.
done by hand.
And then they go in, they're rolled literally by hand onto our semis.
Okay.
And then the
then from-
semis will take them to the rick house. We're not going to ask our employees to do that by
So
hand.
all these rick houses, I don't know, it's bright out here, folks, but
We have 13.
13 rick houses.
6 on this side, 7 across the road.
So that rick house right there will hold how much?
That is 20,600 barrels. Across the street is 24,600. So they're about 10% larger.
Wow. And they're all basically new, right? I mean,
So we got on this property in 2016. The only
Okay.
thing here when we got here was that barn behind the trailer and the farmhouse.
wow. So
Yeah.
in 9 years, came a
All
long
of
way.
this, yes.
Yeah.
now what DSP number is Wilderness Trail?
20,005.
Wow. So since the beginning of whiskey making, legal whiskey making in Kentucky,
Legal, yes.
there's been 20,005 distilleries.
Oh, more than that, but yes.
I mean, that was registered.
Yes, of course.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's-
it'll be on our barrels.
That's pretty amazing.
These ones aren't stamped yet. Yep, here we go. 20,005.
Now, 20,000. Wow.
Yep.
20,005. Now, something that, you're a smaller scale. So when you fill it, you actually pound the bung
Yes, that is manual.
in with
That
a
mallet.
rubber mallet or a weighted mallet, basically.
So this is a poplar bung. poplar is a soft wood. It's not a hardwood. So once you pop this, it's out. You can't put it back in. It's like a cork.
Right.
So we'll see it when we go down to the rick house. We actually have to drill into the barrel head when we sample.
Really?
Because if we take this out, it's done. There's no way we can put it back in.
Huh.
Because it expands.
Okay.
Once
you
it gets
use
inside.
poplar because of that reason.
Yes.
Not because it is neutral or anything like that.
No, it's just it's a soft wood. This is the most common wood for bungs. It's just like cork, pretty much.
Huh. Interesting. So not only you use white oak, now you use poplar as well. You guys don't finish any whiskey here.
Not right now.
So it's basically white oak only and nothing else, which is good. I mean,
We have done one finishing. It was a rye whiskey maple finish. That sold out within 3 weeks.
that actually sounds pretty good.
And we are looking to try and do it again. But of course that takes time, you know.
Oh, yeah.
If you do that, that's probably just distillery only.
It will be distillery only, yeah.
Okay.
So we can go down to the rick house.
I want to show all these tools here. Can I show this one real quick?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody has seen this, and I don't know if you know the name of it, but this is what they use to drive the rings down to make the barrels even more secure if need be.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's do this.
Oh, and here's our yeast. It just comes in these big pallets.
Okay.
We don't have any secrets about what yeast we're using. So 927 and 900, these are both proprietary Firm Solutions
Craig,
yeast strains.
you haven't seen any boxes like this around, have you?
Yeah.
Maybe the 900.
900. Okay.
900, yeah. I don't think the 927 is ever. Yep. Anyway, that's enough about that.
That's
Yeah. So now where are we heading to?
We're going to go down to a rick house now.
Okay. So now we get to walk around.
Yes, we're going to go down to Rick House G, 20,000 barrel capacity Rick House. We're also going to pass by the smallest Rick House in the state of Kentucky, functional Rick House, because someone found out we had this one and built a 1-barrel Rick House.
Wow.
That's not functional.
Now, what is this house here? Is there any history to this house?
Yes, so there's a ton of history. So Willis Grimes was the person who originally bought this property and pretty much owned everything you could see in 1859 or 1856, but the house was finished in 1859. And he was a prominent Danvillian. He was known to wear a coonskin hat and a big old shawl. There's a legend that St. Mildred's Court in Danville was named for his wife, Mildred, because she was so nice and a saint. And, oh, there's Cooper. We actually love to tell this story. So even though a lot of people probably have never heard of Willis and Mildred Grimes, everyone has sung the song that their 2 grandnieces wrote because it is the world's most famous song. Any guesses?
Okay, say this again. Let's ask the people in the comments section. Can you say that again? So
Yes.
Listen closely, folks, and comment on this. And there may be a little surprise for the person that first comments on this and gets it right. We'll have a little gift from Wilderness Trail for you.
So, yeah, it is the Willis Grimes house. A lot of people probably have never heard of him before. However, his 2 grandnieces did write the world's most famous song that I'm sure everyone has sung at least once a year.
She gave it away on that last part.
yeah. Well,
You know,
that could be a
Free Bird.
Christmas.
Sung
Christmas?
at least once a year.
Christmas could be Halloween. You never know.
Hold on, there's no Halloween songs.
Oh yes, there
Monster
is.
Mash?
Yes, the
Monster
monster. See,
Mash.
Stand
The
corrected.
Monster
see.
Mash?
I stand
Ha ha. I'm not much of a singer, but anyway, we'll be back for part 2 when we explore the rick houses and the new tasting room at Wilderness Trail. All right.